Hey, it's Don the Auction Professor here. I went to a Pickers today. I didn't get a ton of stuff, but there's a high dollar amount of stuff here. One of the typical standard things I always get. I got another stack of postcards. Small paper items always sell. There's a lot of real picture. There's some killer Halloween cards in here too. There's some early Santa Claus cards, smoking pipes and things. I'll show you these in a minute here up on the screen where you can see them close up. And go over them. I'll try and go over more items close up so you can kind of get an idea on what to look for. But we'll do these in just a second here. I did get two other items. This is probably my best purchase. I spent 20 bucks on this one. This is a cloth-lined poster, advertising poster for Aurora Watch Company. Somebody's added on little things with a sticker with some more fabric. But this piece here, 20 bucks. I'm probably going to put 450 bucks on this thing here. Literally, it's cloth lined. It's a very nice one, circa 1890s. It's just a nice piece. I've never seen anything like it. I snapped it up in a second. I didn't argue with this price. I knew right off the bat that this was going to be a good one. This is a primo piece. I just wish I could find more stuff like this. I would not doubt that I will get 450 for this. This one I'll probably put up within the day or two, maybe by the end of the week. But this one I'll let you know on. This one's a killer piece. I love this piece. I was almost tempted to keep it, but it's a high dollar item. I don't usually keep many high dollar items unless it's something very specific that I collect. This is out of my field of collectibles, but I just love the artwork. Love the piece. It's a real good piece. Watch items always sell. Let's see how well you can see that. It's just a lovely piece. It's really a nice poster. It's something I just never run across. Really good find. So anyway, and the other one here, I'm not going to show you the name on it because it looks like this has actually got the person's information on it. This is a huge, well, let me just take it all out. These are x-rays. I don't mess with a ton of stuff, the medical field. I do medical tools and things like that because they do sell, as do these kind of things. These are CT and x-ray scans. They don't have to be super old to be worth money. People buy them for God knows what these days. But this is probably $100 or more bucks, I would gather. These large, huge x-rays seem to sell very well. These are a mix of, looks like x-ray, CAT scan, and MRIs. They're not too old either. I'm always surprised when I see these kind of things for sale. But again, they will sell. I could get close to 100 bucks for them maybe. I've sold some vintage ones for a lot more. There's some records actually from Russia from like the 20s and 30s that were actually pressed, since they didn't have the material and whatever else was going on in the country at the time, that were pressed out of actual x-rays. So those are another thing I look for. I've had several of them. They usually go for 150 bucks or so. At least 70 to 150 bucks. But that's what I got. And let's hop over to the screen and I'm going to show you the postcards. So here's some of the postcards I got from the haul. These should sell fairly well. They're nice early ones. This one here is actually from a person who actually, well, this one here is actually from a person who was actually at the coronation. They made a comment about that. It's a Raphael Tuck, which is always a good one. I'm going to have to look this one up, but without actually looking it up, I would just have to guesstimate maybe $17.50 or higher on this one. Again, I usually pay $1 for these, so I've got $1 into most of these. We'll save that one for last. Here's a nice early street shot. It's a real picture postcard. Again, $17.50 I'll probably put on it. Here's another one. This is a bird's eye view. Bird's eye views are like town views, made to look like it was taken, by a bird. But this should do fairly well. It's a nice early town. I'll probably put $14.50 on it. Here's an early town view. Here's a night view. That should do very well. South Bend, Indiana. Here's another neat here's a creek scene. These are all like $12.50 or better. I'll probably put on them. Watch factory. I believe this is Waltham, but I'm sure I'll be able to track down where this is. The last watch one I had, and I've had a couple of these, I got like $12.50 for them. Here's an interesting one. It's a military. It's got some creasing in it, but it is a Christmas one. Let's move some of these out of here so you can get a better look at it. Here's another one. It's a Christmas one. It's a soldier, World War I, I believe. Nice early one. This should do, say, $14.50 even with the crease. Another nice early town view. These are what you want to look for. I'm probably going to put, say, $24.50 on it and see what happens. That blue on the top you see is actually hand painted on there. It's watercolor basically. Pretty interesting. Usually I put blue top or blue sky on these. Here's another. This is New York. New York as a whole doesn't go for a lot. Some of the earlier ones, they have to be really scarce. This one here is like an 1898 through maybe 1907. It's got an undivided back, meaning there's no line running vertical across the card. You'll get to know what they look like. And usually they have this information here where the stamps go. But this is an early one. This one might be something I'll put 1750 and take what I can get. Oliver chilled plow works. I saw a lot of chilled plow items. Anything that usually says chilled plow, Victorian trade cards, or postcards sell well. I'll probably put 1750 on this one. Here's a trolley scene. I'll probably 1450. And these here, these are from Thousand Islands Park. It took me a little bit to figure that out, but I found some other cards from the same lot that had that information on there. These are real picture postcards. I'll probably put, say, $27.50 on them. And if you look closely, you can see the island there, and I literally was able to track them down. I'm sure that's what this is. I've got other ones, Rock Point. There is a Rock Point out in that same spot. So, and then, again, this one you can actually read the Thousand Islands on the back. And sometimes you have to determine where the location is for my other cards in the grouping. But this one's Lost Channel, Thousand Islands, all from the same location, all with the same stamping. So I'm pretty confident that these are all good. $27.50 a piece is what I'm going to put on these. Here's another nice early town scene. Lisbon, Iowa. Somebody was thankful to write the information down. Even with that little bit of writing down there, it's going to be a good card. I might put, say, 75 on this one and just see what happens. It's a nice street shot. You can see the early cars. You can see early businesses with the signs, and that's what you really want to look for, action and things that you can determine exactly where it is, and advertising posters and things along that line. And here's another one of the same town, just taken from a different side of the street. We've looked at it closely, and I'm very confident that that's what this is. You can see like the canopy and some of the other things in the other one, and the lights here are the same lights. So I'm sure, without a doubt, that that's what this is. So these will stay together and be listed at probably 75 on each of these, just to give you an idea. Here's a nice early Studebaker plant. Somebody's written some information on there, but I wouldn't really worry about that. It's an early, circa 1910-ish, 1920 at the very latest. I might put $27.50 and see what happens. With his image on there, that makes a big difference. Downtown shot, nice early, turn of the century. This is probably circa 1905, 1910. Again, I'm going to have to look up a few of these, but I'll probably put at least $17.50, maybe even up to $34.50 on this one. Sometimes some of these end up being common and they're just not worth what I think they are, but for the most part, these are all good cards. Union Station, the depot downtown in Cedar Rapids, nice early, circa 1898 to 1907. I had talked about poster stamps and some ones. Here's a, well, I'll set it sideways. It's not that big of a deal for you to see it. Nice early. It's a Civil War veteran shaking hands with a World War II or World War I veteran. But the interesting part about this is there is actually a poster stamp that's been tied. When they say tied, that means it was canceled over while on the envelope or the card or whatever the case may be. Whenever the word tied is used for something like this, it means it's tied, it's stuck to the thing, and it's unremovable without being able to tell. It's literally been canceled on there. But this is for a machine gun regiment. This is a specific person. This card here should probably bring me, say, $50 or somewhere in that range, just because of this on here. Because I can ID everything about the person just by looking at that. Crease and all, it has a nice crease there, but I'll still do very well. Here's Kodak Park. This one here, it's got some solarized going on to the top of it. This is Kodak Park. This is special Velox print. This can be fixed where it doesn't look like that. I'll probably show you that in another video. That's more like one of my eBay secrets on how to fix the metallic phased out look where it looks like it's solarized and you can't see it as well. But this one will be a fixable. This one could be a very high dollar one. I haven't seen this before. I have not had many Kodak park items, Eastman Kodak Company. It's a Velox. It has everything it should have, circa 1910. This might be a $75 card or higher. I'll have to literally look it up. I don't know about that one. Hazelhurst, Clear Lake, Indiana. That's probably the Hazelhurst Hotel. This is something that might be a $34.50. Yeah, that's the place they stayed. Here's some Halloween postcards. Now, I buy Halloween postcards all the time. I keep a collection of them because I actually make my own Halloween postcards. This is like a $50 postcard around Halloween time, maybe higher. I'll probably put $75 on them. It's a keyhole series. It looks like a keyhole around. These are the ones you want to look for with the gilt and the silver finish to them. I've got quite a few of these I've picked up. I'm not going to show you a ton of them, but you can kind of see what you're looking for. Again, these could be up to $75 around Halloween. The Black Cat, it's a real good example. Early Santa Claus is the same thing. Even with the little crease there, this is probably like a $27 I'll put up on it, and then I'll take, who knows, whatever I get on it. I'll probably at least get $12-15 on it. He's smoking a pipe. That really helps. Let's see here. Let's flip through and get a little better ones. Interesting shot of Kansas City, the viaduct. I'll have to look that one up, but at least $12.50 I would say. Standpipe, view from Standpipe, Arkansas City, Kansas. I believe that's like a water tower. It's 1907. It's an early card. $17.50 I'll probably put on it. Here's a Masonic Temple one. I usually get, say, $10-15 for a lot of the average Masonic Temples, down to the lowest of $5.99, but they almost always sell, and almost all of them sell. Here's like a day spa kind of thing, bathhouse. This one's pretty interesting. I'll have to look this up. It looks like a small town, maybe $34.50. Again, I don't know every postcard, obviously, so I'm guesstimating on some of these. Some of these might not be worth a lot of money. This one I'll probably just put up for $7.99. Same with this one here, Kansas City, $7.99. School building, $7.99. Here's Natural Bridge. This one I might look up. That one looks like an interesting one. At least $7.99 on most of the ones that I don't know. $7.99. Here's a train one. This can be fixed up a hair, but this is probably $24.50. Here's some night ones in Wichita. Look out on these night ones like this, too. Sometimes you'll see like something streaking across the sky. Halley's Comet, I believe, came around in maybe 1912 or somewhere in there, and you'll run into some that show Halley's Comet in it. If you put that it's Halley's Comet, or you're pretty confident that that's what it is, you're going to get a lot more money for it. Most of the Halley's Comet I get $27.50. But on something like this is circa like 1910-ish. Yeah, 1910-ish. It was canceled in 1912 or 13. The date that it was postmarked doesn't mean much. All it means is that's when it was mailed. Usually the cards are made years in advance. Sometimes you'll see cards from like 1905 that were mailed in the 40s. So don't go by what you see as the postmark on them. I get that all the time, or I'll have somebody tell me, well, it was postmarked in a such and date, so it's not that old. But that postmark means nothing. So it just means when it was mailed. But these night shots sometimes do well. I'll put $7.99 or better on those. Let me get to some better ones here. Here's an early, interesting one. Blue Sky again. I'll have to look at this one a little closely. They're not all hand-painted blue sky, but this one looks like it is too. This is an early card. It's the courthouse. 1910-ish again. $17.50 maybe because of the blue sky. Colorado does well. This should do very well here. $12-15. Catalina Island steamer. This is an interesting one. I haven't seen this one before. Nice early stamp on there too. It's postmarked in there. The Reader, Los Angeles. That must be the name of the ship, actually. Is it? No, it's not. I'll have to look this up because that name there might be something interesting. But I'll look this up. Probably $17.50 or higher. Street shots from Nashville, Michigan. Nashville, Michigan, $12.50. I'll probably put a piece on them. Douglas Lake. This is an interesting one. I haven't seen this one before. It looks like this one's hand tinted too. All these are painted by hand with watercolor, so that'll add to the value a little bit too. Petoskey, Michigan. Here's a train depot, urban station. I'll have to look this one up, but I at least put like $27.50 on it. Another interesting Los Angeles scene. I'll look this up at $7.99 or higher. Now here's an amusement park one, racing coaster. This one could be a good one. I'll probably put $34.50 and see what happens. Hotels in Needles, California. This one should be a good one. Maybe $17.50 or higher. Here's another good one. Here's Pomona, California. It's a Central Park. I'll have to look that one up, but probably say $12-15. Hellgate, Colorado. I'll look this one up too, but this is a Midland Lines. Probably $17.50 I'll put on it. Take what I can get. Here's an interesting one. Cedar Logging, the Chicago area. This one should do very well. Let's see here. Now these are an advertisement one, so this one should do very well too. Let's see here. Here's an interesting war one. All these war ones like this sell. 1942 high right midpoint on the war. I'll probably put like $24.50 on this one and take whatever I can get. Here's a Cupid doll one coming up next. I don't see a name. This isn't an O'Neill Cupid. I'm not really sure who did this one, but it should probably still sell. It's an interesting one. It's cute. It has the blue wings like the real Cupid should have. I'll probably put like $27.50. Here's a nice stork one. Some of those sell. I'll probably put $14.50 on that one. Interesting horse one with dogs. I believe this is maybe a painting. Let's see what we got here. It doesn't say, but I'll still probably put $14.50 on it. South Pasadena Ostrich Farm. I'll probably put, say, $14.50 or higher. I'll have to look that one up. It might be worth, $34. Who knows? I'll look that one up and we'll go from there. Here's an advertising one here. Nice arts and craft image. This one I'll have to look up the maker. Let's see here what it says on the back. Macy. Bookcases, Grand Rapids. That's pretty interesting. Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's a company advertising that they sell them in Wichita. So that one might be $27.50 or higher. Here's a holiday one. These I usually just throw $14.50 on them. I usually sell one or two every week or so. Here's a cute Christmas one. I just sold one similar to this one for $27.50. So who knows? Some of the religious ones, Easter, I sell too. This is a nice Art Deco, Art Nouveau. Probably $27.50. I might put it on at least $17.50. Here's an interesting Christmas with an angel. This is probably at least $17.50, maybe a little higher. Angels and Christmas again, $17.50. Take what I can get. Angels and Christmas. This is a cute image. These angels here that's been redone I don't know how many times. But that should be a easy, say, $14.50 or higher. Here's a Gibson. This one's pretty interesting. It's made to look like a soft pastelish painting. Nice Easter one. I'll probably put $14.50. Christmas bells. No, this is a Bryant poem. This one might be $17.50. Again, these are all subjective. The prices go up and down constantly. You may see one sell for that, and then you may see none sell after that. But at this point, this is from my own experience. Interesting Santa Claus one. He's got a brown coat on, probably $17.50. Old Indian Agency. That's pretty interesting too. $17.50. Some areas don't do very well, but for the most part, all the ones you see here I've picked out, and these should sell well. Becca Falls. Not sure where that's at, but that should be something I should be able to look up. Maybe it's Canada. I've got some Canada ones here. Early Vancouver, Canada. Canada ones are a little harder to sell. It costs like $10 to send a postcard with First Class International. That's the only way I use because of tracking. I don't take chances anymore with losing items. But some of these are pretty good. They're interesting images. I'll probably put, say, $14.50 or higher on each one of these two. But you can kind of see there's a lot of money in these. Again, $14.50 or higher on all these. These multi-image ones sometimes do very well. They're usually pretty old, early ones. Can't see a date. 1912. So 1905, 1910. This one was probably made. 1910. Here's Fire Halls. This one should do very well too. Some of these might be like $45 cards, but that's the postcards I got today. Well, there you go. My best piece again. Very happy with this one. This is probably one of my most favorite purchases this week. Maybe even this month. Even if it's not worth as much as other items, I just love the artwork on it. It's a primo piece. I might clean it up just a little bit here and there. This is cleanable to some extent if you know what you're doing. But again, I might go over some of the more secrets, another video on some of my insider secrets on cleaning and taking care of some of these items and improving the quality in a future video. But that's what I got in my haul. I still have a record batch I'm going to look at, 4,000 records from a picker that I have. And hopefully I'll come up with some of that and do another video so you can see kind of some of the records I do. But that's my haul for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and tell a friend.